I'm Heather from heatherchristo.com, and today we are making a warm lentil salad with roasted red onions, delicata squash, and a delicious maple mustard vinaigrette that goes over the top. I'm so excited because here in our family we're always trying to eat more vegetarian and are always looking for plant-based protein options, and lentils is one of our favorite ways to go because it's so versatile and it's so easy. You literally just throw them in a pot with some water on the stove and you've got lentils a few minutes later. The first thing we're gonna do is get these vegetables roasting. So you'll notice behind me I've got a pot of lentils literally with some water and then a little salt, garlic, and bay leaf for flavor. And that's been simmering for a few minutes, and it's gonna continue to while I roast these vegetables. So I'm just tossing the squash and the onions with some olive oil. Rub it around there and get them evenly coated. And then you wanna do a really generous sprinkle of kosher salt. That's how we make sure it gets nice and caramelized and full of flavor. So this oven's been preheated to 425, and I'm gonna pop these in there for about like 15 to 20 minutes until they start to get golden on the edges, and that's about when our lentils are gonna be done. So while everything is roasting, I'm gonna go ahead and make the vinaigrette. I'm gonna start with some fresh garlic cloves, which I'm just gonna run through the garlic press, or you could mince it really finely. Then I'm gonna use a really grainy mustard. And I like it this grainy, like the really big whole mustard seeds. I think it gives so much flavor and then a little bit of crunch. And then just like a tablespoon of maple syrup. That sweetness is gonna help cut through some of those really strong flavors. And then we've got a little bit of red wine vinegar. We'll give it some snap, and then some olive oil. I always season everything with kosher salt, and then just whisk it together. This is so simple, and it's really gonna bring that salad to life. Okay, now we're ready to take our lentils off of the stove and then take the vegetables out of the oven. Great, so I've got my beautifully caramelized roasted vegetables and my perfectly cooked lentils. And just a tip, lentils start to break down pretty quickly at the end of their cooking process. So you just wanna keep an eye on them so you don't have a mushy salad. So I'm just gonna spoon some of these lentils in so that I can build my salad. These lentils are so fragrant from the garlic and the bay leaf, but now we're gonna start to build the flavor. So first is gonna come these dried cranberries. Next we've got freshly chopped green onion. And I know that we've got roasted red onion, but this is a really fresh flavor and they're really nice together. Next we're gonna add a generous amount of curly parsley. And I used curly parsley instead of flat leaf because it has a really mild flavor that I find nice. Plus it's pretty. And then we've got toasted chopped walnuts. And I used red walnuts, again, because they were pretty. You could also use toasted pistachios or chopped cashews, that would be really nice. And then we've got these fresh pomegranate seeds, and I'm just gonna put half of them into the salad and use the rest to garnish. Okay, now comes our vinaigrette. I'm just gonna, again, use half of this salad dressing to toss with the lentils, and then I'll drizzle the rest over the top so it gets on the vegetables too. This smells so good. Okay, now to add the vegetables. I like to take a platter and then just sort of make a nest of little delicata squash pieces, and then I like to add the roasted red onions. And then last but certainly not least, I like to pile this beautiful lentil salad, which is still really hot, into the bowl. One of the things that I love about lentils is how it absorbs all of the flavors that you cook it with and that you mix it with. So the longer the lentils sit with the dressing and all of these other wonderful ingredients I added, the more flavorful they become. Okay, so now at the end, I'm gonna add a little more of that parsley and then some of these beautiful pomegranate seeds for garnish. The last of the mustard vinaigrette is gonna get drizzled over everything. Make sure you get the squash and the onions. And then as a final touch, I happen to have some fresh marigold in my garden, which is edible. So I'm just gonna add a few of these very pretty petals to the top. It kind of sets off the delicata squash, which is really pretty. So there you go, warm lentil salad with roasted red onions, delicata squash, and a delicious maple mustard vinaigrette. It is so pretty and delicious, and you're gonna feel really good about feeding it to your family. For the full recipe, head on over to heatherchristo.com.